What's good, traders? Welcome to day 18 of the bootcamp, and today we're going to be talking about managing a small account. Now, most of us, when we start off our career or our journey as a trader, we don't just magically have millions of dollars in our trading account or even $100,000 in our trading account. If you guys do have $100,000 in your trading account right now and you're a beginner, I recommend you to listen to this video very, very carefully because this video will shine light to your trading journey and also wake you up a little bit to show you the risk that will be taking place when you're placing trades in your large account. But if you're a small account trader and you keep blowing accounts, this video is for you. If you are just starting off as a trader and you actually have a little bit of capital and you want to know, is it easy or is it possible for you to grow it into a large account? This video is for you guys, okay? So when it comes to managing a small account, it's actually very difficult. It's not as difficult as managing a large account because with a larger account, the psychology is very, very different. Whereas with a small account, we got to be very, very disciplined. If we're not disciplined, what's going to happen is we're going to end up blowing this account. We're going to end up losing this account, and we're going to end up basically keep on topping up accounts and keep going through a cycle, okay? So when we are managing a small account, most of us, we need to understand what is a small account, right? What is a small account in the first place? So for me, I would say anything between $0, okay, all the way to $1,000, okay? Now, the reason why I say this is because $1,000 is a little bit more manageable, whereas anything between 0 to 1,000 is very difficult. Now, most traders will be like $500 is a lot, $700, $800, $900 is a lot. But I believe that the threshold from a small account to a medium-sized account is that $1,000. That $1,000 is that threshold, and that $1,000 is where you have to change your strategy a little bit, and you need to be a little bit more, preserved with your trades. Okay, but the steps between this, from this level to this level, is very, very difficult. Okay, for us to get from $0 to 1,000 is way harder than trying to get from 1,000 to 10,000 or 10,000 to 100,000. Okay, the 0 to 1,000 is the hardest ever. Okay, and what I call this stage is called character building. Okay, I call this character building. And the reason why I call this character building is because, number one, you cannot show greed. Because if you show any signs of greed, you're going to lose this account. Number two is you can't rush the process. If you try to rush the process, what's going to happen is you're going to lose the account. And number three is you are going to get a lot of newbie gains. You're going to get a lot of, crazy percentage moves. You gotta stay content. You gotta stay humble, okay? Because you can turn, just an example, you can turn $100 to $200 quite easily, okay? With a bit of risk, quite easily, right? And the change from here to there, the 100 to 200, that is 100% gain. Okay, so that's doubling your account. Whereas if we had $1,000 to $2,000, it's a different ball game. And likewise, with $10,000 to $20,000, it's a completely different ball game compared to this small account. Okay, so that's why it's so important to build this character, because whatever you do at this stage is what you're going to do for all the other stages. That's what's going to happen. So if you go from $100 to $200 quite quickly, you can do the same thing from $10,000 to $20,000, right? The only difference is the amount of money that's going to be made within the process. There's no difference with percentages. There's no difference with the sizing of the account. Sorry, there's no difference, not with the sizing, sorry. There's no difference with the movement of the trade. The only difference is the size of account and the lot size or the position size that you have for that specific trade, okay? With me, what I like to do when I have a small account, especially if it's around the $100 or $200 mark, is I risk 5% per trade. Okay. The reason why I risk 5% per trade is because, let me give you an example. 5% of $100 equals $5, right? $5 of risk. Okay. Now, if I have a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio, right? 1-to-3, that means every $5 I risk, I get an outcome of $15. Okay. Profit. Now, that might not seem quite like a lot, but what you're going to notice is that $15 is going to add up. So that $15 will turn into $30, and then it'll turn to $45. So within 3 trades, we've almost made 50% of our account. Okay? And then likewise, if you have for example, if you have a $200 account, again, we're doing 10% risk this time. Sorry, $10 risk with the same 5% risk, 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. We are having an outcome of $30. And then after 2 trades, it will be 60. After 3 trades, we'll have 90. So we are basically almost hitting that $100 mark on just 3 trades. Now, when it comes to building a small account, you guys need to understand it's going to take a while. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to take a week. It might even take several months. Okay, it might take you to turn that $0 to $1,000. It could take you 3 to 6 months. Okay, but after that character building process, you're going to realize that it's going to be so much more easier to place larger trades on a larger account. It's going to be so easy for you to be content, because from going on a small account, going through this process right here, okay, you have to place many trades. Okay, it's not just going to be a one trade wonder, right? It's going to take you many trades, many losses. And the fun thing about managing a small account, guys, is if you blow the account, you haven't lost that much. Whereas if you have a $10,000, $20,000 account and you blow it, you've lost a lot of money and it can change your life. Whereas if you lose $100, yes, seems quite a lot to you at the moment, but in the trading realm, in the trading industry, $100, $200 isn't that much. People can make that within a trade or within a day, within 5 minutes, right? So managing your small account and building that small account is very, very important. And that's why I say to you guys is make sure you are mentally prepared to grow this account. Okay, make sure you are mentally prepared to grow this account. You can have $100 lying on the side, okay, and you will not do anything with it. But as soon as you put the money in the trading account, you're believing that you can turn this $100 to $1,000 within a few trades, okay? But in reality is mentally, you got to be prepared to lose this money. You got to be prepared to say, listen, this is an investment into the market. And as a businessman mindset, you know that when it comes to business, you take losses. You need to understand that this money can go. It's a risk. Okay, so at the beginning of the video, I did say for anyone that's putting a large amount, let's say anything above $10,000 in their trading account and they've never traded before, be prepared to lose at $10,000. If you can't be prepared to lose at $10,000, or if you're not ready to lose it, don't bother putting money in the trading account. Lower the amount you're putting in. Lower it completely. Because yes, with a $10,000, you can make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per month. But in reality, it's not going to be that easy. Okay? So mentally, you got to be prepared. Your psychology's got to be ready to take them small trades, to go from $5 risk to $10 risk to $20, $30, $40 risk per trade, right? I remember, if you have a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio, and I make sure that if you have a small account, please make sure you have at least a 1 to 2.5 minimum risk reward ratio. The reason why is because you can have that leverage in that account, okay? Now, talking about leverage, guys, leverage can be used in your favor. Okay, this word leverage, okay, this is something that can be used in your favor. If you guys are trading, please take advantage of leverage. Yes, you can lose your money very, very fast, but on the other side of the sword, you can actually make money very, very fast. And because there's not that much money in the account, it's only a few $100s, please go ahead and risk more. The reason why I'm saying risk more, and you're going to hear a load of traders telling you don't risk your money, don't go anything more than 1 or 2%. But guys, honesty, guys, is the markets is not going to always give you the same moves or the best moves, right? So when you see that opportunity, you got to take it. And with a small account, you're going to have to risk more. And that's why I say to risk, like I said earlier, 5%. I wouldn't go to the 10% mark, but I'll risk 5%. Why? Because that means I have to take 20 trades consecutively to lose. Okay, I have to take 20 trades back to back consecutively to lose the account. Guys, if you have been practicing, if you have been back testing, if you have been in the markets long enough with your demo accounts, you are ready to manage the small account. You are ready, you are prepared, guys. But if you lose this account, tell yourself that you are not prepared. You are not ready for this small account. And that's why you, as a trader, have lost 20 consecutive times, right? The goal for the small account, okay, the goal is not to just manage it or build it, is to hold the account for as long as possible. Okay, that's the goal. The goal is not to flip the account. The goal is not to turn 100 to 1,000 overnight. The goal is to hold this account for as long as possible and learn. This character building stage that we spoke about, right? This character building stage is a learning stage. Okay, you are a student to the market. You are learning in the markets. You're not a professional, right? And the only time you're going to be a professional is once you've come out of this character building stage. So if you are trading a $10,000 account or you're trading a $50,000 account, if you haven't gone through this, unfortunately, you're not going to learn and you're not going to build that character to handle bigger trades. Okay. If it wasn't for me losing $500, $300 on a small account, I wouldn't have had the character that I have today and the nonchalant behavior that I have today when it comes to trades. I'm not afraid if price reverses near my take profit. Why? Because when I place a trade, this is my target. I'm not going to be scared unless I see the right confluences to tell me that the market's going the other direction. I'm not going to be scared when it comes to the markets, right? And the reason why I built this character is because I went through the character building stage. Guys, you cannot skip this character building stage. Every time you try to skip this character building stage and you try to rush this process, the market is going to humble you. So instead of trying to get humbled by the market, listen to me. Listen to me very, very carefully. Okay. So like I said earlier, we want to risk more, but not only are we going to risk more, we're going to place better trades. Okay. So risk more, but place less trades. Okay, and what I mean by that is place less trades and don't force any trades and only place high probability trades. Guys, this is a small account, okay? Every trade matters. We're not on a 10K account or 100K account where you can make a few errors. There's small room for errors when it comes to small accounts, okay? And if you're going to manage this account, you need to make sure that you're placing the best of the best trades in the market. So if you see a setup and you don't believe, right, your heart does not believe that the market is going in that direction, or you don't believe that price is going to hit your take profit, just let that trade move on. Let that trade go, okay? Don't hold emotions when it comes to trading. Don't hold accountability to the markets when it comes to your trades. The market does not care about your account. The market is actually out here to set small account traders like you guys to lose, okay? The large account traders have it easy, whereas the small account traders do not have it easy, okay? So the market is there to be against you guys. The market hates small account traders, hence why we get loads of liquidity grabs, hence why we get a lot of people getting stopped out on their stop levels, because price knows, markets knows where you guys are putting a stop loss. The reason why they know that is because a lot of small account traders, they will put their stop loss so tight because they want to maximize their wins. But that's just not a high probability setup. You wouldn't do that on a large account, so don't do it on a small account, okay? The next thing, whatever you do on your account, treat it like a large account, okay? Be professional to the markets. Don't just treat this market as, oh, I'm going to have a small account, probably have it for a few days and then I'll blow it and then go again. Don't do that, okay? That is a small mindset. That is someone who's a rookie. That is someone who is not even touched the markets yet, okay? Everyone knows that the market is not a get-rich-quick scheme, so please treat this account like a large account. When you're managing the small account, it's very similar to managing a large account. The only difference is the size of your account and the amount of money you're making, okay? You have to be content of making $5 per trade. You have to be content of making $10 to $15 per trade, and you have to let this compound, okay? So next point is compound your account, okay? If you're not compounding your account on a small account, you're never going to turn that $0 to $1,000, okay? You have to compound it. You have to, take that risk of your profits. You have to place and invest more, okay? So not only are we compounding, we're investing regularly, okay? If that means that you place $100 every month in your account for the whole year, you know that just by investing, you have $1,200 in your account, right? Plus the profits that you made, you could probably end off the first year of your trading with around $2,000 to $3,000, okay? You can do that. It's very, very possible if you compound, grow your account. Don't take high risk trades. Risk more on high probability setups and take less trades and invest as much as you can in this account, okay? Talking about investing, guys, another point is invest in funded accounts, okay? We're going to talk more into funded accounts. We're going to talk more about it in another episode of the bootcamp or another day on the bootcamp. But a brief explanation of funded accounts. Guys, you're in a golden era where funded accounts can change the game, right? When I started off as a trader, funded accounts wasn't that popular. It wasn't even a thing, okay? And so only last year is when I started to invest in funded accounts, and that grew my account very, very fast, right? My personal account grew very, very fast. The cycle that I would say you should go through is, this is you right here, okay? You are investing in your funded account. Let's just call it funded account here. Your funded account money, when you win, you invest it into your personal account right here. Once you invest in your personal account, the wins you get in your personal account, you spend it in life, right? Whatever you have for life, you spend it, right? And you go through that cycle, okay? And sometimes you can add on as well if you're working, if you're having a 9 to 5, which I'm going to do another video on as well for the bootcamp, right? You need to go through that cycle, okay? And this is the best cycle that I can say, okay? When you make profits in your funded account, don't just straight away spend it on lavish things. Put it into your personal account, make some money on your personal account, and then spend it on whatever, okay? So the process between here and here is very crucial, okay? The process between you and the funded account is not as crucial, because you can do as many funded accounts as you like, because the way the maths goes with funded accounts is you could do around like 10 funded accounts. As long as you pass one of them, right, you've made your money back, okay? So especially if you know you have some sort of income, or you have some sort of income coming in through, let's say, work, or you have a bit of capital, but you're not really disciplined within the markets, funded accounts can build you that discipline because you got a set rules and you have to follow these rules. If you don't follow these rules, you're going to lose the funded accounts. Okay, so that's why I say is investing in funded accounts. And last thing is building capital. Okay, you need to build capital as fast as possible when it comes to small accounts. Okay, but not too fast, not overnight. When I mean fast, I mean within your first 2-3 years. Okay, so if I wanted to start again from a small account, the first thing I would do is invest the money that I have in a funded account. Not only that, I would split my money, one in a personal account, one in a funded account. So now I have two accounts. Okay, the first account, let's say a funded account is, I buy a 10K account. Okay, I have a 10K account, and then I have a separate account which is $100. Okay, I grow this $100. I try to grow it to, let's say, $200. Okay, that's the goal that I have for this account. For this account, I try and get past. Okay, I try and pass the funded account. Okay, when I pass the funded account, I already know that I will have 1,200 profit, right? Because that's how it works. Let's just say, for example, obviously after the profit split or whatever, let's say I have $1,000, right? $1,000, that goes to two things, right? So let's actually put it as $1,000 to make it easy. $1,000, two things. $500 goes back into funded accounts. $500 goes into my personal account. Okay, so now I've grown this $100 account to $600 account. Okay, so now my goal is to turn the 600 to around $1,000. Okay, and not only that, I'm also getting another 10K account. Or if I can't afford a 10K account, I'll go for the one less. But all the time I'm going to go for a 10K account. Now with $500, you can get around, let's say, 3-4 10K accounts. So now I have 10K, 10K, 10K. Okay, or you can go for a larger account, let's say a 20K account, whatever it is. But let's just say we go through this path. We pass, or let's say we fail this one, we pass this one, and we pass this one, right? Now we have $1,000 here, $1,000 here, right? And we're growing our personal account. Let's say we actually get our personal account to $1,000. We now have $3,000 in capital, right? Now, again, we do the same thing. 500 goes there, another 500 goes there, right? So that's 1,000. So this becomes $4,000, right? And we have $1,000 to put into funded accounts. So what I could do with $1,000 is I can go for a straight 100K account. And that's the journey you want to kind of go through when it comes to trading. Now, I know this seems very, very easy and very, very, strategic, and you think that you can follow this. It's not going to be followed like this, but to the T. But guys, if you follow this promptly and you go through, the funded account stage plus growing your account stage and combine it together, that builds a lot of character that helps you with your trades. And then what happens once it helps you with your trades, you grow capital along the journey, and you also get to have payouts. Then what happens is when you have a $4,000 account, let's say, for example, here, I can start paying myself out $1,000 per month every time I go through the cycle. So I can put $1,000 to myself to rent, bills, or whatever it is, living, and then I can put the $3,000 or $4,000 into the account, and now I can grow. And that $4,000, I can try turn that into $5,000 or $6,000. And now we're starting to see the account go from a small account to a large account. And you can see that we got a great boost from that 10K account, funded account that we had. That boost that we get from there will help us a lot when it comes to trading. Okay, so guys, I hope you actually take notes on this. If you guys are struggling with managing a small account, by all means, just drop me a message on Discord, or you can comment it down below and I can actually reach out to you. Try and come to me on Discord, because at least I can book a call with you, or I can speak to you, or if you're on the Discord server, I can always help you on there. If you guys are struggling with managing account, try this method of balancing a funded account, investing, compounding the account, taking it slow. Try those steps. Let me know how it goes. Guys, if you are watching this bootcamp and you're learning a lot, please subscribe. please like the video and comment down below if it's helping you. And if there's anything that I missed out, especially when it comes to managing a small account, please let me know so that then I can help you when it comes to managing your trading account. Okay, guys, so that's it for today's bootcamp, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's bootcamp. See you later, guys.